Hey guys, it's Uppy hanging out with Holy Holy. How
Hello.
are you boys?
Good, thank you.
Introduce yourselves to us.
I'm Oscar. I'm Tim.
And how are we doing this fine Sydney morning?
Pretty good.
Yeah, doing well. It's a nice...
Flew in last night. I came in from Tassie.
I came in from Melbourne. It's warmer here.
Yeah.
Really? That
yeah.
sucks. It's kind of cold. Well, When the Storms Would Come is finally due for release on Friday. How long has it been in the making? And obviously you're proud of all the songs, but do each of you have kind of one that you have a personal kinship with, or like a soft spot?
We've been working on the record for ages. I think we first started kind of recording when we didn't have a band name, or like we didn't have a entirely lockdown band. In about 2011 was when we first sort of started jamming on demos and stuff. So it's been a long, but it's been a bit more focused the last 2 years, I guess. I think my favourite track is probably still "You Cannot Call for Love Like a Dog," actually.
Yeah.
Just because it was, I don't know, it's really long, and it was a song that we developed a lot live, and I feel like the way we recorded it is turned out good, and I still kind of think it's funny that that we released it and people liked it, given that it's a big guitar wank fest.
Guitar whack fest.
Yeah, it's
It's a technical term.
a technical term for what we did. It's about 5 minutes 20 or something in its full form, and it's got a 2-minute guitar solo at the end.
Yeah.
So that means it's my favourite also, because I play the guitar. But I also like Outside of the Heart of It.
Yep.
Got a bit of a soft spot for that one. I think it's a really cool song. It's also the most recent one that we recorded, or one of the most recent ones that we recorded, so it's sort of quite up to date, I suppose. So I really like that one. Yeah.
And are those two songs also your favourite to play live, do you think, or?
They have been lately for me. Yeah, I feel like "You Cannot Call for Love Like a Dog" is great fun to play, and Outside of the Heart of It's been working really well. But they all feel pretty good live in different ways.
Yeah. Good, fair enough. And you're heading out on the album tour around Australia in a few weeks. Also Splendour this weekend, which you must be stoked for. And then you're going straight to Europe and UK till I think November. How does it feel to have people on the other side of the globe wanting to hear your debut album live? Must be crazy.
Yeah, it's been a surprise. I mean, so we just went over. When were we there?
May.
Yeah, and it was interesting, especially the London show was our own headline show, and we weren't really sure if anyone would be there, but it was a full room, and it's a real honour really to play to new people on beautiful places over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can always see it happening on the social media, just on the various forms of social media out there. You can see people responding in different parts of the world, and we sell merch on our website, and you can see people buying them in the Netherlands and Poland and the UK and all around the place.
So cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
What's the weirdest or oddest city or country that you've sold one in?
I had to write out, because I was in the post office sending the merchandise to Poland.
Yeah.
And I had to write out the address. And I couldn't even fit it on the actual package. It was so long, the words, and I think I must have screwed it up, because we got an email from the guy saying it hadn't arrived yet.
Oh no!
So I must have screwed it up, because the name of the street, I guess it is, it's like so long.
Mouthful, yeah.
So I couldn't even pronounce it. But in Poland. Yeah. So it might have gone to Poland, but I don't know what happened.
Hopefully they figured it out. Polish posties.
Yeah.
And we premiered the video for Sentimental on Monday, the other Thursday.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little video, and the song as well. And whose idea was the video for the song?
Well, it was an idea that the filmmaker, who happens to be my brother, he kind of came. He just films stuff, and he was flying overseas, and he caught a whole bunch of footage from the plane. And he kind of edited it together just off his own accord for a different song that we haven't actually released yet. And then it was Tim's idea when we were putting it together for Sentimental on Monday. He said, "Hey, how about we bring this clip that Josh, my brother, made? How about we bring that footage back to life and put it to Sentimental on Monday instead?" And then
it was
Josh
a bit of a tricky period for us, because we were overseas in Europe and touring around, and it was really busy, so it was going to be hard for us to all to be in one place to try and do a shoot again, so it kind of ticked a few boxes for us, but I think it fits the vibe of the song.
It does, yeah.
And it's nice to work with. Josh's brother is a really interesting director and living in Berlin, and he's winning awards and stuff over there, so it's nice to tie him into the project as well.
And finally, you guys have a pretty unusual story of how you met and started a band together. Can you explain that briefly to our viewers so I can lead it into our next little question bit?
We first met when we were about 19. We both sort of finished school, and before we went to uni we went and taught English in Thailand as like a sort of work experience-y thing. And we both had guitars, and so we kind of, you know, wrote some like songs and just jammed and stuff at that time. And then over the next 10 years, like Oscar was in a few other bands and I released a few records as a solo artist and so on. We were always kept in touch and saw each other's gigs when we were in each other's cities. And then I moved to Sweden. I was living in Sweden. Oscar was living in Berlin, and you came over.
I came over and I was looking for a place to stay. I came over to Stockholm for another business, so to speak, and Tim just popped up online. I was like, "Hey mate, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm living in Stockholm." I'm like, "Oh, can I come and stay on your couch?" And so we did that, and then we recorded a demo that weekend, I think, for one of the songs is on the album. I think that was The Crowd.
Yeah.
It was in a different form back then, very
Yeah.
different. And then it just sort of developed. And it's quite easy to get from Stockholm to Berlin. You can get these really cheap flights. So Tim started coming over to Berlin and doing some demoing, and at that point we weren't really sure what it was for exactly.
So then over the next 6 months we did basically an album worth of demos, and that was kind of like that was the basis of then what became Holy Holy later. Yeah.
Cool. So now we're going to test your knowledge of each other. They're really quick ones, but basically we're going to get you guys to answer what you think the other would answer.
Okay.
So first one, most hated food, and maybe Tim, you can go first.
The food that you hate the most? I'm going to say McDonald's.
I mean, I do, like, in a sense, hate what McDonald's stands for, but I will.
Not to say you won't eat it.
In a conflicted,
in a bind,
in a bind.
When you're drunk.
When I'm drunk,
it's 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. Nothing else is open, and I'm starving, hungry.
You will eat it.
After a gig, I will eat it, and I will enjoy it as well.
And then you wake up in the hotel, hungover, and see the packages and feel regret.
I feel utter conflict whilst I'm eating, and then complete regret after I finish eating.
Yep.
So that's a common scenario, especially on tour, in small towns where no other fast food's available.
Yep.
What would be Tim's least favourite food? Well, what food do you hate? You eat all sorts of weird things. Could I say something like... Could I say something like prawns, because they're so deeply, like, unethical to eat, even though you might enjoy them?
I'll take that. I'll take some sort of moral high ground.
Okay.
Even though I've just been in Sweden just hammering prawns.
Okay, alright, fair enough. We eat all sorts of food. But eating is a big part of, well, when I'm staying with Tim in either Tasmania or formerly in Brisbane, eating was always, it's like a focus, I found.
Focus.
Like the late night meals in particular.
Yeah.
They were always interesting. Anyway, next question.
Most serious injury.
That Aussie's ever had?
Oh well, I almost had that shot.
That time you almost fell off the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost fell off the Story Bridge once when we were together. I don't want to give too many details, but
you can give it.
His life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah, my life flashed before his eyes.
Wow.
I think
You might have broken a rib.
I might have broken a rib in that fall.
Yeah.
We were drunk and we were going to go to the top of the Story Bridge.
Do you know the Story Bridge?
Yep.
Yeah, in Brisbane.
Yep.
So
It's the big bridge.
We went to the top and we were coming down, and I got down and Aussie kind of slipped, and there was this gap that leads to the
bottom.
Actual, not the river, the actual earth. But it's a really long drop, like 100 meters or something, and he sort of slipped between the gap and the bridge and managed to like catch himself, and then we pulled him back over, and I was just like went pale.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't be possible. I could see the gap there, but I fell down. I kind of like thought, I was a bit pissed, so I thought I could just like let go with my hands and like drop down and then catch myself again. But that's impossible. If you don't try to do that. And I fell down and I kind of landed on my side, like that, like there, and then slid off, and I was holding on to the edge like that, dangling with my feet like that.
That actually sounds terrifying.
And then Tim just started to grab my jacket, this jacket in particular, and pull me back over, and we were both just like...
Oh, I just died.
I could have just died. Yeah. I haven't seen you get really badly injured ever. I remember... I don't know about you breaking any bones, although you might have. I do remember you cut yourself in Thailand on that ceramic wash basin, and whilst it was just a cut, it was like a really nasty cut, and we were in like, we weren't in the middle of nowhere, but we weren't in like, we were in Thailand in quite a small town, and we were staying in this funny little shack on a monastery of all places, and like we just had this little ceramic one. You know how sharp ceramic?
Yeah,
like
when it snaps.
Ceramic knives, and like he would wash his hands, and I just heard him go, and he just came out, and there was just blood streaming from this gash, and then we got it patched up, and
you're good to go now.
I don't think it got infected or anything. Did it get infected?
It did actually.
Got infected out in the bush.
Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
And lastly, a phobia you have.
What would this phobia be? Quiet guitar amps. Ozzy likes to have this guitar amp.
Loud.
For vibe.
Yeah. I hate quiet guitar amps. It's horrible. It's no fun at all, especially when you've got a loud drummer. You just can't hear anything.
Yep.
Tim's phobia. On the musical theme, a poor quality rider.
Yeah. Maybe that. A warm 6-pack of light beer or something.
Yeah, a warm 6-pack of light beer.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I could probably list more phobias, and you could probably list more of mine, but I'm not sure we want to go into
Bromwell Bishop.
Bromwell Bishop, yeah. Hippies, maybe? No.
Good. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Good luck with your shows coming up this week, and also Splendor. Hope you have a blast.
Thank you. Just rambled.
Yeah. Everyone just switched off Periscope.
No, they're still here. Getting some hearts.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, give us a wave. Thank you so much.